All right, thanks everybody for sticking around here after the game. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Coach Hill, his staff, and their players. We obviously were hunted today. We allowed them to come in here and be the hunter, and credit to them. They had a really good plan on both sides of the ball. I thought we settled down after a little while, but we just seemed to, have way too much inconsistency offensively with ball security, our inability to kind of hit explosives like we had been through the first couple weeks, and then defensively, just with eye discipline, they hit us on a couple things that we had worked, maybe a couple wrinkles of some of their plays that we hadn't, but our rules should handle it, and credit to them. They had a really good plan. So disappointing outcome, to say the least. But our guys have got to learn, man. We were the hunter when we went over the pond, and obviously we didn't bring it back with us the way that we've played, and that ultimately is on me. So we've got to look at what we called, look at how we adjusted, look at what we're doing, and then work our tails off as coaches to give our guys the best plan so we can go out and be successful. And like I told the guys afterwards, we can choose to be whatever we want to be. We could be a team that achieves goals and fights and learns from these things, or you can go the other way, and the other way is not the alternative that we're going to allow. So the pedal will be down. We're going to stick together and work together and find a way to respond. So, again, I want to credit Coach Hill, his players, his staff. I know how big of a win that is for them, and just want to congratulate them. So with that, any questions you may
have? Coach, you're missing four guys in the secondary, key guys in the secondary didn't play today. Do you have any updates on them, and how big an impact did that have on the game?
Well, next man up mentality. The next guys have got to step up, and when their opportunity is called, number one, as coaches, we got to make sure we're giving them every opportunity to be successful. So I'll start with that tonight when I go home and looking at what we called and what we adjusted and how we helped them. And then, we hope to get those guys back as quickly as possible. We've had Coco out for a few weeks, and, I would put him week to week, day to day. AJ's going to be out for a little while, and, we hope to get, some of the other guys back too. It's, it is what it is. You guys got to step up, but that wasn't the reason why we didn't win. We didn't win because we lost a turnover battle by 3, and fourth downs we don't pick up, right? And then giving up explosive plays with eye discipline out of some exotic formations that Coach Hill did a good job with. It was one of those where we practiced that stuff. We thought it might go that route, because on most conventional stuff I thought we played it pretty well. So you got to learn from it and create answers as coaches. It starts with us.
Coach, when you have a game like that that's going down to the wire, what do you want to see from your offensive leaders especially?
Consistency, right? You just need to be consistent. You need to execute. You need to not try to make up 7 points in one play or 14 points in one play. Just play within the framework of what we're calling, what we're asking you to do, and don't try to do too much, right? And sometimes that happens in games, especially experience-wise. As you're a little bit older, you get a little bit more settled down. And right now, we got to work really hard as coaches to, just take a look at where things are at and how we can put our guys in the best position to be successful consistently. That's our issue right now. We're very inconsistent, and that's ultimately my responsibility.
What do you think of Ryan Holinsky's performance today?
I think that what I just said sums it up a little bit. Just we thought we had some things that I think we're going to go back and watch the tape, and he's going to want some plays back. He's going to want some plays back, and we got to take care of the football. I mean, that's the bottom line, and we've got great confidence in him. I mean, full confidence in his ability. Sometimes you have a little bit of an off day, and you hope you can get away with it. And today obviously we weren't able to do that, but I've got great confidence in Ryan. I know we all do as an entire program.
So obviously you're talking a lot about the turnover battle and how that was, kind of a deciding factor today. You also talked about that last week. What are some things that I know you talked about this last week as well, working on those things in practice and falling on you as coaches. Again, why do you think that you had the same problems this week or similar problems in the turnover battle? And what, again, do you hope to work on to mitigate that next week?
Well, we work it every day. We do a turnover circuit defensively to take it away, and we do a ball security on offense, every week. We'll get right back to that, I promise you, on Tuesday. I mean, we'll maybe even do it on Wednesday. We might even do it on Monday, right? I mean, it's just you adjust your plan accordingly. We were really close to getting a few more last week defensively, and it looked like we were close again today with a few things, and we just didn't get that created, and that has to happen. number one. Number two, we got to take care of the football. We can't fumble it. We can't fumble the ball. It looked like both plays where we were stripped on those two, which you got to credit SIU's players. They're the ones that went in and took the ball away. So, again, we'll take a look at those things. And then I thought 12 read Ryan's eyes really well, on the one pick. I thought that was just a really good job of reading the quarterback's eyes and making a play on the ball. I think it was a tough call on Ryan. He's going to tackle a guy. What's quarterback supposed to do? It's pretty rare to see a legal low block on a quarterback. That was unique, but oh well.
Coach, you talked about the formations that Southern Illinois brought to the table, and you said, you worked on it in practice, but it was still difficult. Well, in the game, clearly,
Yeah.
it didn't go that way. What difficulties did it bring that, your team?
Yeah, you just got to communicate and you got to adjust the call. And I thought we, for the most part, were in the right call. There was one play, the long one, that was pretty creative. I got to give credit to Nick. They started with the guy covered up, and then I got to see the tape because he still looked like he was covered up. And some exotic formations and good job by them. That's all I'll say. So give me a chance to take a look at the tape, but it looked like we just had some bad eyes on a few plays.
You got into this a bit earlier, but quite a few underclassmen and less experienced players stepping up on defense.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from them, and where do you feel they can go after today's loss?
Well, they're going to go up because they're going to work at it. I think they're very talented. I think they've got a huge want to. And you what comes first, right? Confidence or experience, and I think it's either or, guys are getting more experiences and they need to just continue to trust in themselves and trust in their coaching and just go out and have really disciplined mindset about the way they're playing their game, and they'll improve and get better. And knowing that group is competitive as they are, they'll learn from it, they'll grow, and they'll get better.
Any other questions for Coach?
All right, yeah, go ahead, Lee.
On the plus side, you scored first today. So,
Hey.
did you feel
Hey,
like
thanks
that
you.
was-
When I think of positive, I think of you. That's awesome. Thanks.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you are Mr. Positive. Again, you can't. I don't. You know how I feel. I don't like walking up here after a loss and discrediting our opponent. So I'm going to. It was a great job by Southern, and so I'm going to give that to where they're at. But macro level for us, we can't continue to beat ourselves. Right, and that's what happened today. Giving up explosive with eye discipline and not maybe adjusting. And again, I'll take a look at that on tape and have a better understanding why wholly, and then giving the ball away. And then you include the fourth down we didn't get. That's really 5 turnovers. And it doesn't count as a turnover, but it's still a turnover on downs. And so, it's number one. I'm going to look at the way we're practicing. I think the guys are practicing really, really hard. And maybe, we got to get a few guys a few more reps in practice because it looked like some guys had some heavy legs today. It's what it looked like to me. And so that's, again, my responsibility. But I'm trying to create this crucible so that we can get mentally and physically and emotionally tougher. I thought that was an area that we really needed to improve. And I, not meaning this team in January, I'm just talking about from last year. And I think this team has come along with me. And I know that our leadership will keep us together, and we're going to keep the pedal down and keep grinding. We just maybe need to get a few more guys in the game, And again, I don't want to overreact. I don't typically do that. I like to watch the tape so I can have a pretty good idea. But, we'll see how that goes. Yes, please.
Sorry, really quickly. I know Louis alluded to it at the beginning of the conference, but did you have any update on Cam Mitchell specifically in the second?
Yeah. He got rolled up at the end of last week and didn't participate all week. So we'll hope to get him back early next week. But I can't control that. So next man up. Kind of go from there. But what I would like to highlight, which is a super positive, is just our students and just so thankful for them coming out tonight. You could feel them, or today I should say. You could feel them on the field. You could feel their emotion. We didn't give them a whole lot to cheer for, but we'll give them a lot more next Saturday night and come on out and enjoy a night game in Ryan Field. But I really, truly appreciate our student support, and we're going to need them, and we play for them. So we appreciate them coming out and supporting our guys. So appreciate everybody. Have a great night. Thanks a lot. Go Cats.
With an outcome like that, what are the first steps you do kind of going forward to move past and try to get back on a winning streak?
Yeah, I think just coming in tomorrow and Monday and looking ourselves in the mirror and everyone pointing the thumb, not the finger, and looking at where we can get better individually. Just getting the things fixed that we need to get fixed. But I know one thing about this team, and we're going to respond. We're going to fight. We're going to do everything we can to get back get back to winning. So just look ourselves in the mirror, see what we can do to get better. But I know this team, and I know the leadership on this team, and we'll get this turned around.
You know, obviously coming off the win in Ireland, there was a lot of positive energy coming out of the program in the last 2 weeks. We've seen a little bit of that dissipate just from fans and things, just looking at the program. Have you felt any, energy shifts in practice as a player? Has this kind of just, is this just kind of something that happens on Saturdays and it's right back to it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we got a great positive energy in practice. We're showing up, we're practicing hard, and everyone's positive. We're just focused day in and day out on doing our job and executing, and we just got to carry that over to Saturdays. But everything's been positive. We just got to keep that positive energy going and ultimately execute when Saturday comes around.
Explosive plays have bitten the defense time and again. Fitz talked about it today. What did you see today in those breakdowns?
Like Coach Fitz was saying, just eye discipline, and guys, all of us just got to focus on doing our job. But I mean, I trust everyone out there, and we all got great trust for each other. So we just got to do our job, and part of doing your job is trusting everyone else. So just trust your teammates and just focus on what you have to do and do your job. But I'll have to watch the film and see more. But
it was clear that the pass game for Southern Illinois was more impactful than the run game. Why do you think, like you just said, the execution wasn't there coverage-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I think it falls on everyone. We all got to, like I said, just do our job and have great eye discipline and just focus on what you need to do each and every play to help us be successful and help us ultimately get off the field.
Not the best performance by the defense, but Xander Mueller having the 2.5 tackles for a loss and a sack and the pick. How have you seen him really come into his own this season?
It's been great. I mean, he's a hard worker. I love playing next to him. He's day in and day out, like I said, just putting in the work. So it's great to see him kind of reap the rewards of that. But yeah, so.
And then can you just take us through the block kick? What were you thinking as you're kind of weaving down the field, and especially that point of the game, trying to end the half on a high note?
Yeah, just run. Just brought me back to my high school running back days. Just run and just try to score.
Were you out of gas? Like, you ran a long way.
Yeah, I mean, definitely hit a brick wall there a little bit.
Anything else for Bryce?
Yeah, so obviously we talked a little bit about it with Fitz, but secondary very depleted behind you. Did that change your personal game plan in your head, or what was the talk on the defensive end going into that, knowing that hey, we're gonna have to have some other guys step up? What was going through your head with this?
Yeah, like Coach Fitz said, it's the next man up mentality. We all have great trust in those guys that were playing, so it didn't change anything. We had the same mindset, same everything as if the guys who were not playing were in there. So we got full confidence in those guys, and we have a next man up mentality, and we trust everyone on the roster to go out and make plays and execute. So.
You scored first for the first time all year. What do you attribute that to? And then, what do you think happened to the offense as the day went on?
Yeah, so we worked all week, and we've been working on it all offseason on starting fast and figuring out ways just to go win the game and get down on the field and score first. And so this week we were able to do that, and props to us for that. But for the rest of the game, we just got to be consistent, like Coach Fitz kind of talked about, finding ways to make plays when things aren't going our way. So just coming back from that and being consistent.
Did SIU change anything defensively on you?
I don't think so. I think we just got to come out and play Wildcat football, and at times we weren't doing that, so props to them.
You scored that touchdown off fourth down at the end of the game, despite being down by 14. How do you stay mentally focused in times like that when you're down to keep making plays?
Well, everybody that we have in our locker room is going to help us win a Big Ten championship, and I believe that solely. So everybody's keeping each other up. We're a positive team. We know we can bounce back. We've done it many times before, so just keeping that same mindset all throughout the game, no matter what's going on.
What made the Southern Illinois defense so challenging to go up against?
Coach Fitz kind of talked about it. I think we beat ourselves in some aspects, and of course they made some plays. They did. Their players are good too. This is college football. Anybody can win at any given weekend, so that's a credit to them. But also we beat ourselves, and we got to fix those mistakes this week in practice and come out versus Miami ready to go.
As one of the more experienced players on the Northwestern team, how do you, for you talking to the team, get them mentally prepared for Miami, Ohio? or even yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we got many guys on our offense that are some veteran guys. We got to have some leadership. And so this week in practice, we got to hit a high energy. Even though we lost, we got to have that high energy. We got to come to practice consistently. We got to come to practice consistently, picking up everybody else, and making sure we're on the right page going into that week.
What was kind of the mood around the team after you guys walked off the field? And
Well, I don't think anybody's happy that we lost, but I think everybody knows that we still, like I said, we have everybody in that locker room is ready and prepared to win a Big Ten championship. So we're going to carry that all throughout the next few games or so.